there's so much inertia in modern life where like there's so little time to reflect. Like there's a great expression in Greystones Park, in the park in Greystones. It says, a life not reflected on is a life not worth living. And I think there's so much power in that expression, because there's so much inertia that we're moving along at such ferocity, having been programmed that we need the next thing. When I get this, I'll be happy. When I get that holiday, when I get a house, when I get married, when I do this, when, you know, we all have these, there's so much of these future orientations. And what you're saying there about slowing down
and focusing on the process.
There's so much wisdom in the slowing down piece, because it's only through slowing down that I think that we can really connect to what happiness is, because modern day cultural interpretation of that word happiness is it's more like an excitement. It's more like a woohoo, I'm out having drinks and we're having a party and the sun is setting and we're a full moon party, and that's happiness, or it's conquering a mountain, or that's happiness. But like, I think like almost that word is certainly to me, it's almost like what we're talking about is like, it's about having a deeper relationship with yourself, where there's peace, where there's pleasant, where there's more connection with yourself from an authentic point of view. Whereas I think what you're talking about is something that's much deeper, something so much more inherent, that's within each one of us, that is accessible to each one of us. But I think we're so caught up with the striving and the conditioning, and to actually, like, a lot of people come to it from when they get sick. You know, I see people who get some kind of disease and they're forced to let everything go, and then they go, oh my God, it's been the greatest blessing ever, this sickness has, because I've slowed right down and I actually caught up with myself, and I realized that, Jesus, I was so out of sync. And like, sickness is often a route to it, but I think to come about it without sickness takes so much slowing down to stop the inertia of modern culture. And it's almost like the more we surround ourselves with other people that can slow down, the more we probably give ourselves permission with it. So it probably starts with each one of us and the influence that we can have on others.
That's exactly it, because we're energy fields, and we impact everybody else. If you're going in from work and you're high stressed and you're high down, don't be a bit surprised that the kid starts going a bit crazy. And then because you're distracted and you're looking in the phone, the kid wants your attention. They know you're not getting it. They're going to keep acting up. And then suddenly it's like it's an orchestra. Everyone just goes, and the frequency in the whole house goes up. When you can come in your house and you bring a frequency of calmness, and suddenly the kids are a little bit quieter, what's happening here? And what I would say is conscious intent. We live 90% of our day in an unconscious program, which means we're not thinking. Conscious is we're just recreating, replicating old thoughts, old memories, old behaviors. And the moment you're in unconscious belief, it's easy. Life is easy. Please say, Gerry, it's not easy. I'm not telling anybody this is bloody easy. I tell you what easy is. Stay in a job you don't like. Stay on the medication you're on. Stay giving out about the weather. Stay earning the same money you're making. That's the easy thing. I've never once said the life I choose to live is easy. But I'm not interested in easy. I'm interested in better. And I'm interested in trying to understand to the deepest of my ability who am I and what is my capability. So when you live with a conscious intent, now you're getting out of the unconscious programs and you're planning your day with a new intent. So you guys are great at morning routines, and something I've learned from you as well. And really, honest is my morning routine. I set an intention for every day. Who do I want to be? What are my values? What am I emotionally going to attach to this day, and what am I not going to attach to? I set an intention. Every day is a new day, a day I've never lived before, a day I'll never get again. And in this day, I control not what happens to me, but how I choose to respond. And in that choice, in that response, is my greatest freedom. There is pain in life. I've suffered pain. You've suffered pain. Life doesn't go in the way I wanted it sometimes. But suffering is my choice. And suffering is the resistance of what is. The resistance of what's happening. Suffering is knowing who you want to be and what you want to do and denying yourself that. And I think that 5 regrets of the dying, as I said, start with in mind. When it's all over, what's going to really matter? And the 5 regrets of the dying is, I wish I spent less time at work. I wish I spent more time with the people I loved and told them that I loved them. I wish I cared less what other people thought about me. I wish I had the courage to follow my dreams. And I wish I believed in myself more. Last night with my little boy, I created a moment that I think is a parenting moment where I showed him the greatest thing that I can do in my evening is to go and have fun together. We were building castles, we were jumping off things. I was igniting his imagination. And afterwards we sat having an orange juice and I was trying to tell him, look at the sun, just look how amazing. And I hope long after I'm gone, if someone says to my little boy, what was your daddy like? I hope he says, he was loving, he was kind, and he showed me the wonder of the universe. He won't remember the house we lived in or the car I drove. And that is my conscious intent every morning I wake up. What is it I want to leave my children with? They'll have their own houses. They'll earn their own money. But if I can teach them how to think, if I can open their mind, if I can show them the power of kindness, and if I can show them not to dismiss the presence and power of a divine force, if I can give them that in abundance, then I let everything else go. If the bank wants to take my house, take it. When I was on that beach last night, it was one of the greatest moments in my life. And I thought, what do I need for this? I could literally be living on a caravan right beside this beach, and I could still have this moment. Why didn't I have this moment last year? Because I didn't make time for it. And that's where we have to get to in life. The conscious intent. What is my life? What do I choose? Who do I choose to be? And every single morning we wake up, we have to get out of the unconscious programs. And that is by shaking our biology, shaking our chemistry. It's activating the body, and then it's sitting and letting it all still. I used to be very good at getting up, getting activated, and then go straight into work. Yo. But I never actually let anything. So now I get it up, and then I sit and let it fall. And I come home to myself. I meet myself every morning. And I ask myself those conscious questions. What would the best version of me look like today? What would he talk about? What would he not talk about? What would he attach to? What would he not attach to? And in this incredible mission of being a dad that I've been given, what is it that I choose to leave my children with? And that's the level of consciousness that we all can have and should have. And if we're just running in unconscious programs, then we're not controlling ourselves. Society is controlling ourselves. It's controlling our needs, our desires, our thoughts, our actions, our intentions. And we're at the mercy of everybody else.